Hey, what's up, you guys? Joe to the 12th here. I wanted to do something a bit different. As you guys already know, I am I am a gaming channel, not tailored to one specific game. I like to, go around and upload a different bunch of games. I did a series here and there, but they didn't do so well, so I might as well just stick to random game stuff I have. Just random games I have. Just post them on here. But every now and again, a while ago, I used to do reaction videos. I'm not going to do the whole video because obviously I don't want to get a copyright strike from Mr. Nightmare. I'm sorry, I wanted to ask you, but it's... Anyway. I'm only going to do 2 stories, alright? So, if you want to check out the original video, it'll be in the description below. As well as my Twitter, Instagram, and all that. And, yeah. Let's just get into it. This is 3 disturbing true Craigslist horror stories. I never use Craigslist. Great. We're gonna start off good. Craigslist. I never used it, and I don't plan to. So it's like an online garage sale. So I'm not gonna do that anyway. Mr. Nightmare, if you copyright strike this video, I promise the next time I make a video about, your video, a reaction video, I'll ask for permission. I don't know if you'll see this, but, a lot of people out there don't ask for permission and they're just fine, so just wanted to make sure. Anyway, let's just get into it. Oh, shit. I'll do the first and third story, so... Alright.
I live in a small town called Julian in California.
Okay.
I had started renting an apartment in some guy's 2-family house. I was browsing Craigslist daily for some cheap furniture to fill the apartment with, or maybe even free furniture if I was lucky. After a week of looking for specific items like a living room couch and TV stand, I stumbled across an ad titled in all capitals, "Giving away Maplewood TV stand, mint condition."
Right there. That right there? Hell no. Let's be honest, anything that looks that nice, no. Here's what it says. Mint condition, like new Maplewood TV stand. Let's go. My boyfriend is going off to the military and I will be moving back with my parents. So we do not have enough room to store it or time to sell it. Please contact me at... Censored. Only if you are serious, I'm picking it up as soon as possible. See, if he says serious, I'm picking up it. Look, the only reason I'm going to buy it is if I want it. It doesn't mean if I'm serious or not. If I'm serious about buying something, oh no, Like say, if you're serious, I'm picking it up. Look. Okay, I get why that person says that, because, you go see it, and if it's, like I said before, it's not going to look this nice. If it doesn't, then just leave. But they won't. If you want to, buy it, you have to go there and pick it up, so. Anyway, let's just... Nothing looks that nice.
The ad obviously caught my eye, so I clicked it in a heartbeat, with the first thing I checked being the date of posting. It said it was posted a couple hours ago. This was a very good sign. The ad had a picture of the stand too. It looked pristine. The description gave an explanation as to why the owner was giving it away. Apparently her boyfriend was going away to the military and didn't have room to store a lot of his furniture, nor did he have time to sell it, and she would be moving back with her parents. There was a number attached to the ad which said call or text.
Censored.
I sent the man a text expressing serious interest in the stand. First thing I noticed was the green text, meaning he didn't also have an iPhone. That was always annoying to see, because usually that meant the person would take longer to respond, and I couldn't see when they were typing. However, the person got back to me surprisingly fast. She introduced herself as Anna and said I could come take a look at that stand the same night at 9 when she would get home from work, if I'd like to. I got back to her within 10 seconds saying, yeah, absolutely. She sent me her address. I thanked her and she didn't respond after that. Come 8 o'clock, I sent her another text just to confirm that I could still come. She didn't answer. By 8:30 I was getting a little concerned and antsy, so I decided to call her. It rang 5 times, then went to voicemail. I didn't leave a voicemail, but she finally texted me back a few seconds after I called her. She said you can come now.
Look, if I shoot you a text and you don't respond, like say the first time, I understand. You're probably doing something. I'll leave you alone. But if I, like, say maybe 30 minutes later, I shoot you another text and you still don't answer, I don't know if something happened or or I did something and you're not answering. If it's a third time, then if you're a worried person, something might have happened, or you just were being a dick and they didn't want to talk to you. So that's the only thing I could think of. But let's be honest, something might have happened and I don't know. Let's just find out. Here we go.
So I put the address into the GPS, hopped in my car, and off I was to the destination.
That's
I
a
pulled
nice
up to the
house.
house and knocked on the door since she said don't ring the doorbell. I gave the door 3 sets of knocks to no avail. I tried calling her. Again, she didn't pick up. But after the call didn't go through, she sent another text, telling me to just let myself in.
Hold up. Red flag on the play. Hold on. Red flag on the play. Who says that? Look. I know it's rude to just barge into a house. When they say you could come over, you don't just barge in there. It's rude. It's rude. Everyone knows that. But if they tell you you can just let yourself in, and it's a creepy house, I don't know. Maybe the TV stand isn't worth it, I would say. Anyway, let's continue.
I stood there for a second and read her text over and over at least 3 different times before responding back, "Is there a problem?" I thought it was weird that she was telling me to let myself in. She didn't respond to that text though, so after a few seconds of thinking it over, I grabbed the doorknob and pushed open the door. It made a very distinct and alerting sound, so I was positive Anna could hear it from wherever she was. I shut the door. It was on the darker side in the house, mainly because it seemed like a lot of the curtains were shut. It also had a very distinct, mildewy, cottony smell. I heard a voice call out from upstairs telling me to come up. I said, "Alright, be right there."
Oh my
But
god.
her voice sounded weird. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Halfway up the stairs, I called up, "Anna, right?" She replied back, "Yup." Again, her voice sounded odd. I got to the top of the stairs, and there were 2 sides of the hallway I could go down. I playfully called out, "Which side?" with a slight laugh in my voice, even though deep down I was finding the situation incredibly sketchy. Anna's voice came from the left side, from beyond an open bedroom door. I walked to the doorway and stopped. I didn't enter the room though it was a massive room mostly void of furniture. I poked my head into the room and didn't.
God damn, if that's what it really looks like, damn, I wouldn't even think of that. I wouldn't even think that's a bedroom. What the hell? It's big enough to be a living room or a game room or something. What the hell? Shit.
See anyone. "Anna?" I said. No answer. I was already inching back away from the doorway. "Anna," I said one more time. This time she replied, "Over here, just come inside." But it sounded like she was right behind the open door, and now I was realizing what was off about her voice. It wasn't a she at all.
It was a...
I was 100% sure it was a man pretending to be a woman. I said I forgot something in my car, I'll be right back. I turned for the stairs. That's when the door pulled open completely with force. But I was already on my way down the stairs before I could see who opened the door.
What's that?
I got to the bottom of the stairs, and I heard in a suddenly deep, haunting yell, "Come back." I opened and slammed the front door shut behind me, and when I got to my car, I never felt more relieved in my life. I drove down the street not looking back at that house. I blocked that number I was given as soon as I got home, and when I went online to report the Craigslist ad, It was already taken down.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I'd leave well enough alone. It was not my problem anymore, and I would never go back to that house again, nor concern myself with it. It's still definitely a haunting memory to look back and hear that voice as I was walking up those steps, and behind that door. What would have happened if I wasn't wise enough to run away?
So look, like I said before, I will never use for fuck's sakes. I will never use Craigslist. I mean, people say, "Oh, it's a good thing. I got this thing from it. I got that thing." I'm not that type of person. If I see a garage sale, like buy a house that's just out in the front yard, I'll go up there if I can. But if it's like online and you don't know who's selling it, like you can't see the face, it's sketchy. You would never go there. I mean, the TV stand to me it didn't look worth it. Because look, he went there and they had nothing. There was nothing there. A big empty room and some creepy dude trying to kill him. People amaze me sometimes. People are funny. Alright, let's skip to a third video.
I'm here to prove that Purple Mattress blows memory foam out of the bedroom. Only Purple passes.
That's nice. Here we go. Third story.
It was 2011. I had to sell my old bicycle since I had recently got a new one. It wasn't a piece of junk, so I figured I could get a couple $100 for it. I had never used Craigslist before, so I had...
So, right there, that picture, it doesn't look like it's fake. It doesn't look like it. I mean, I wouldn't be able to find that as a stock photo or anything. It looks nice. I like that bike. Hell, I would buy it if he actually had it. I doubt he will. But, it even says it right there in the description. Yeah.
I had to have my son show me how to use it. He basically put the whole ad together for me and showed me how to actually post it. He listed my phone number so that anyone who was in...
I'll just read it from here. It's not zooming out. It's like, for fuck's sakes. I can't see that. It's a hybrid bicycle, 20-inch frames, 700 by 35 centimeters. So it's a mountain bike, okay. See, this kind of bike I would love to buy.
Interested could text or call me. The ad was up for a few days with no bites, and I was becoming impatient. I think after 3 days, I finally got a text from someone late in the day showing interest in coming to buy the bike. He got right down to it actually in his first text, saying he wanted to come get the bike as soon as possible. I told him he could come right now and included my address. He said he'd be over within half an hour. I was happy to potentially be getting this bike off my mind finally. I was actually home alone. I don't fully remember what my family was doing. I think my wife and younger son had gone out shopping while my older son just went out with his friends.
Look, this is even worse. If I was to use Craigslist, oh look at that, I said it for once. I said it right. Sorry. I would never be home alone. If you guys didn't know, I'm living with my mom and my grandma. Yes, I'm a 20-year-old guy and I still do that. Have a good reason. I have to take care of them. But if they were younger, no offense to them if they can hear this, I would love to move out like that, but I don't have the skills or what to do and everything. So I'm not going to get into it, but let's just say I'm not on my own. So, but I mean, if I was, and I was, using Craigslist, I would probably, because I probably doubt the guy that's home alone has a weapon. I highly doubt that. I mean, all he has is knives, but if it's dark like this in the photo, I really doubt that's gonna go well. Just have a weapon with you in case something like this happens. I know there's gun control stuff going around, but let's be honest, you need a weapon at least. So, here we go.
But you get the point, I was alone.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting in my living room watching TV. It was dark out by now, when I heard a car pull up in front of the house outside. I looked out the window and watched as 3 grown men got out of the car. Right off the bat, that screamed overkill. Why would anyone need to take along 2 other people to go check out a bicycle? One of them rang the bell. They had to have seen me standing by the window, so they knew I was there. So I opened the door, and the man standing in front of the other 2 reached out and shook my hand. His name was Jeffrey, or at least that's what he claimed. He was a big dude. You wouldn't have to look at him twice to know he lifted weights. He also had a really thick beard and deep voice.
Oh, God.
He didn't introduce his 2 friends, though, who were just standing behind him looking at me with blank expressions. They weren't exactly tiny men either. As I was mid-sentence telling them let's go around back, Jeffrey cut past me and into my house, saying, "Which way to the bike?" His 2 friends followed. The idea of making sure they didn't enter my house was clearly out the window. So I rushed in front of them and led them down the half stairs to the back door. Jeffrey and one of his friends came out back with me, while his 3rd friend asked me where the restroom was. I paused for the longest time. How was I about to let this random guy go use my bathroom while I was out here with his 2 friends? But as I looked at his 2 friends who were staring at me, I submissively gave him directions to my bathroom. As that man disappeared into my house, I went to the shed to grab the bicycle. On my walk to and from the shed fetching the bike, all I was thinking was, what did I just get myself into? So I showed Jeffrey the bike. He started analyzing every little detail of the bike, like things no one should ever even think to analyze on a bike. For
Like
example, some of the spokes may have been slightly bent, or the reflector had scuff marks on it.
Oh shit, I muted it. Whoops.
For the bike. He started analyzing every little detail of the bike.
So look, the spokes and everything, who cares if they're bent? If it's like 1 or 2 are bent, okay. I had a bike that had bent spokes and it worked fine. But I mean, if there was like 10 of them and they were broken or bent, it's a no deal. Because then who knows, the tire could pop, fall off, and everything. And he said the reflectors and everything. I was like, really? I don't know anyone who uses those during the day or anything. So just
like things no one should ever even think to analyze on a bike. For example, some of the spokes may have been slightly bent, or the reflector had scuff marks on it. I was so busy answering his questions and trying to defend the condition of the bike from his remarks that I didn't even think of that man who had supposedly been in my bathroom for almost 10 minutes. I told the 2 of them to keep checking out the bike. I'd be right back to fetch something. I went inside and checked both the bathrooms, the one on the 1st floor and the one upstairs. Both of them were empty though. Just then, I heard people walking around and talking in my living room downstairs. Then, what sounded like Jeffrey calling my name. I heard them coming up the stairs. Jeffrey said something along the lines of, "We just want to talk to you. You can relax." When I say my heart was racing, that's not an understatement.
no.
I actually thought that night was going to be the night of my death. I quietly shut the bathroom door and locked it, keeping the lights off, however. I dialed 911 on my phone and whispered as quietly as I could to the operator to send police right away, or I could be dead within 10 minutes.
Okay.
She wanted me to remain calm and to try my best to explain the situation quietly. After explaining, she told me it was good that I was in a locked room, and to wait there until the cops showed up. Footsteps came up to the bathroom door and stopped. Then someone tried the door handle. When they realized it was locked, one of them said in a low voice, "He's in there." I told the operator they found me. She said to stay where I was. After a few seconds of silence on the other end, there was a frighteningly loud bang on the door, and then another and another.
I'm okay.
They were trying to kick the door down. I screamed the cops are almost here, and then the kicking stopped. I heard them whispering to each other, and then I heard them stomping down the stairs. I didn't leave the bathroom until the cops showed up. I was missing a lot of things, like my wallet, which was on the kitchen counter, a couple watches, my iPad, and of course, the bike that was in the backyard. The cops told me to just be grateful that I wasn't killed, which I was, but how could I be happy really after this? The cops said given that they were trying to break into the bathroom, they were most likely going to kill me, which scares the hell out of me to think about. That was the one and only time I ever used Craigslist.
See, something like that could happen to you. I don't care about the ad. Stop. Alright. Look, So, just to clarify, like I said before, I am not going to use Craigslist ever. Never, ever. Never going to do it. See what just happened? An innocent looking bike. 3 buff men. Like, buff. Like he said, you could tell he went to the gym a lot and everything. 3 of them, not 1, 3, went to your house when you were home alone. Didn't tell him that. And you answered the door when they rang the doorbell, told them like your name and everything, you shook hands. But then as soon as you tell them, oh, it's in the back, right before you were done and they cut you off, they go inside the house. No. Tell them to leave. I don't care if they're buff or not. Tell them to leave. If I get knocked out, well, guess what? I have your face in my... You weren't wearing a mask or anything, so I knew what you look like. So if I get knocked out or something and I'm alive and the cops come, well, guess what? You just screwed yourself over. But I mean, see, he was going for the bike, but then after just, 10 minutes, he said? All this happened in probably a 20-minute span. Look how fast that went. Usually it would take an hour or 30 minutes, but no, it's just... Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, I greatly appreciate it, and as always, stay classy.